Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Hello and welcome to CNBC TV18 and Intel present Boost Your Business Season 2. Now on this series, we look at the stories of 8 small enterprises that are ready to boost their business with a little extra focus on technology. Can investing in the right tech help these business owners get greater returns? My colleague Midhu Bhandari will be in conversation with 2 such small business owners on the show today. Midhu, what do you have for us?
Hi Shireen, indeed Boost Your Business is the platform that helps small and medium-scale enterprises use technology for the next big leap. And to help our SMEs do just that, I'm joined by 2 very eminent industry experts in the studio today. Raman Roy, technology evangelist, a veteran in the IT sector and of course holding leadership positions with NASSCOM and the Indian Angel Network now. And Ashish Sikka, who's director of SMB at Lenovo. Okay, so let's first find out where the first SME is coming from, and this one is from our garden city, India's own Silicon Valley, Bengaluru in Karnataka. Let's pull up the vital statistics of this company and find out a little more about it. It's called Pushpak Products. It's into aerospace and defense component manufacturing. It's located at Bengaluru, employees 86, and the number of employees using computers is 15. Let's go right across to Bengaluru and find out a little more about the company. C.S. Prakash was in his early 20s when he was bitten by the entrepreneurial bug. With a little help from friends and relatives, he took the plunge into the niche world of manufacturing aerospace products, launching his company Pushpak Products in 1992. In just a few years, Prakash's relentless hard work, determination and innovative approach led the company to expand into allied businesses as well. Today, Pushpak Products designs and manufactures high-end precision products and offers services to the aerospace, defense and automotive sectors. It has also partnered with ISRO and DRDO to work on some of the most ambitious nation-building projects in India. And now, with a keen eye on emerging and disruptive technologies, Prakash aspires to get ahead of the pack. And now let's welcome the founder and managing director of Pushpak Products onto the show. C.S. Prakash, please join us. Welcome to Boost Your Business Season 2. Pleasure to have you. Please take a seat. So let's begin with our first round, and we call it Booting Up. And in Booting Up, we are basically going to ask you a little bit about your company. You're in a very niche product segment, defense manufacturing. That's a segment that really runs on quality and timely delivery. So first up, tell us, what's your USP? What is the differentiating factor of Pushpak Products?
Actually, Pushpak Products started in 1992 with general fabrication. Now we made it in a different USP, means we are in a multiple product, multiple customer, multiple location. We are the qualified process manufacturer for the aerospace satellite application. Past 15 years we are doing with zero defect for entire satellite, including part of Mars mission and Moon mission. We are the one among them.
Okay, that's wonderful. And what goals have you set for Pushpak Products for the next 5 years and for the next
Actually, our
10
vision
years?
is Vision 100. All our team is wearing the uniform with Vision 100.
Vision 100.
And 100% quality, 100% ethical company, and also we should reach 100 crores at the shortest time duration we are planning for that.
Okay, so let's understand a little bit about what's inside your company in terms of technology. You have 86 employees,
yes,
like we saw earlier, and only about 15 of these are using computers. Why is that in a sector as important as defense?
The manufacturing industry, we have a many CNC machine from Germany, CNC machine from Japan, all the machines are there. If you take that out of 86, 15 is a laptop, and also we are having just started with the ERP with cloud based, and mainly we are planning to go for a bigger version for all the entire system integration for our company.
Okay, so let's throw up some industry averages at this point. Employees using company-owned computers. Now globally about 75% of the workforce of companies use company-owned computers. In India, that ratio is actually better at 77%, and at Pushpak Products, you are at 17%. Are you looking at computerization in a big way?
100%.
Let me also understand, how old are these computers of yours?
From 6 months to 3 years.
Okay, so let's also throw up another industry average at this point in time, and let's take a look at the numbers. Do you know that the age of a PC can actually impact productivity and it can cause loss of precious time? So there you have the numbers. In the Indian context, assuming that a PC is being started up only once a day, a computer that's less than 1 year old loses only about 1 hour of productivity in the whole year, and that loss of productive time goes on increasing with PC age. 2 to 3 year old computers lose 2 hours every day, and so on and so forth, up to 11 hours in a year being lost by computers that are over 5 years old. So with those insights, let's move on into our next round that we call Pro or Light, and in this round our experts here are going to gauge whether you are a pro or a light version of tech adoption. So first, tell us, you laid out the goals for us. How are you using technology to get to those goals in the short, medium and long term?
We are already started with ERP. And with cloud-based ERP and including operation, we are already started. We are getting all the MIS reports, and Tally also, it is in the accounting also we have made it separate. And we are all the machines. We can also have a connection wherever we are sitting. We can see the daily process and everything.
Let's talk of your supply chain. You're in manufacturing.
Yes.
You would be getting components and parts from multiple vendors that you have. You are also, you said you have a 100% goal in quality. And are you using technology to monitor your supply chain?
Not 100%. Definitely that is required. At presently we are doing manually.
You know, when you grow up to be 100 times larger than what you are today.
Yes.
Technology is the only way.
Otherwise there is no
pave the path for your success.
Yes.
Norman rightly pointed it out. It's about how you integrate the entire end-to-end solution. How do you look at all the mission-critical ones and see how technology can help you in integrating that? And obviously the big one would be with that, how does the PC penetration play a very important role in integrating all the pieces?
We can move on to our next round, and we call it Hardwired for Growth. And in this segment, I'm going to ask you gentlemen to hardwire Pushpak products for growth. So Raman, your tip for Pushpak products, how would you like to hardwire them for growth?
If we look at beyond Pushpak, if we look at the ecosystem, you know, your vendors, your suppliers, your customers, and the ability to integrate the entire supply chain between your vendors, Pushpak, and your customers, that is a large opportunity. And it is, you know, again we get bogged down thinking Pushpak has to make that investment, one SME has to make the investment.
All right, Ashish.
I think three things which I look at, and all of them have come out in the discussion so far. One is look at the PC penetration and see how many more employees need the PC. The second one is, as we discussed, how do we integrate the various business critical functions through IT integration. The third one would be to basically try and see that how can technology help in design. As Pushpak Products is into aerospace and defense, can technology help improve productivity and efficiency in terms of design?
Alright, so let's move on then to our final round that we call Refresh. In this round, I'm going to ask you, Prakash, very simply, you've heard the experts, you've heard their advice. How does that help you press the refresh button on technology at Pushpak Products?
If we go with IT proper utilization and modernization, work towards the current technology, and government is also supporting for that. What we can also work, combine some few, like a cluster based concept, and make it use of the utilization of the server, because current situation all MSMEs cannot have individual servers.
Right.
That is definitely, it is going to be a problem.
We wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you very
Prakash.
much.
Thank you so much for being on Boost Your Business Season 2. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. We are really proud to be a part of this entire program, and we got a lot of good tips from this event. And when we are going to adopt this kind of systems, definitely our company growth will be increased in multiple folds.
So Prakash walks away with not just some sound advice for his enterprise, Pushpak products, but also a Lenovo ThinkPad E-Series machine that will help him boost his business. If you run a small enterprise and want to climb up the technology ladder, do write to us and stand a chance to win a technology makeover. Visit the link on your screens right now and participate in the Boost Your Business Season 2 challenge to win a tech refresh for your business. Time for a very short break right now, but another entrepreneur coming up on the other side. Stay with us on CNBC TV18. Welcome back to CNBC TV18 and Intel present Boost Your Business Season 2. On this show, we help SMEs embrace technology for a better tomorrow. Welcome back, gentlemen. Our second SME on the show today comes from the Manchester of the South, and that's the city of Coimbatore from Tamil Nadu. Let's find out the vital statistics of this company. And here we have the details. It's called Tanvi Foods, a company that's into food processing. It's a young company that has only about 15 employees at the moment, and about 4 of them are using computers. So let's go across to Coimbatore and find out more about Tanvi Foods. In a city known to foster entrepreneurship, Prabhu Gandhi began his journey with a delicious twist. After completing his mechanical engineering and having worked in the IT industry in the US, Prabhu returned home to Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu to join his father's foundry business. But his hunger for challenge led him to venture into food processing, thus giving birth to his bootstrapped venture Tanvi Foods in 2015. In just 4 years since inception, Tanvi Foods has been able to make a dent in the market with its hygienically packed herbal flavored drinks. With manufacturing facilities in Tirupur and Namakkal and an annual turnover of roughly 8 crore rupees, Prabhu has a firm eye on the future and wants to embrace cutting-edge technology to give wings to his vision for Tanvi Foods. And now let's welcome the founder and managing director of Tanvi Foods, Prabhu Gandhi Kumar, on to Boost Your Business Season 2. Hi Prabhu. Hello. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Come, please take a seat. All right, Prabhu, we're going to know a little more about you in our first round that we call Booting Up. Okay, so entrepreneurship ran in your family, but you didn't join your father's foundry business. You instead went into beverages. So please tell us what made you look at beverages as a segment at this point in time when most of India is becoming more aware and conscious towards consuming lesser sugar.
So basically, we wanted to get into food processing when I joined back, because that was a sunrise sector, and the amount of the produce from the farmers which is getting wasted in India was so high when compared to other countries. So basically, the entire segment was moving towards processing, and that is one thing which got me interested to move into food processing. Right. And when we saw the food processing segment, beverages, we did see there was a big gap in the market, right? We did have big MNCs like Pepsi and Coke working on it, but when you go to the rural segment, rural markets, there was not much of distribution available there. Okay. So we wanted to come up with a product in a 10 rupee segment which is easy to consume in one shot, and at the same time which is also affordable to the rural segment people who earn about like 200-250 rupees per day, right, and also to the urban poor. So that was a market size which was not being majorly catered by the MNCs. Let's also understand how you're using technology to achieve that vision in our next round that we call What's Inside. So give us a sense of what's inside your company in terms of technology. We saw that you have only about 15 employees and 4 computers right now. For an IT guy, isn't that quite low? Basically, the employees which we have mentioned, most of them are the workers who man the machines and the lines. So we have 4 staff in our company who are using computers. All the 4 staff who are in the office are using computers. What we majorly see our goal right now is to increase the measurability of our the quality of the products which we can measure. So let's compare your numbers, your computerization numbers, with that of some of the industry averages, and you can take a look at this bar graph that's coming up on your screen right now. Globally, about 75% of employees use company-owned computers. In India, that average is at 77%, and at Tanvi Foods, you're at about 26%.
Are you looking to increase computerization in the future? Is
Yes,
it a goal
yes,
at all?
for absolutely for sure, because there are a lot of different technologies which have come in today. We need to see how best, like AI, artificial intelligence is a big thing, because for example, for the maintenance of the quality of the product which is coming in, mission vision, that is basically, if in a fruit juice in a PET bottling line, if there is a small, even a 0.1 mm deviation in the bottle ovality, that will spoil the product when it gets to the market. So how do you, when we do a big scale manufacturing, like about 400 bottles per minute, it is impossible for somebody physically sitting and monitoring that.
Right.
It cannot be done. So that is where machine learning, machine vision basically comes in, and those products has to be removed from the line automatically. So these are some technologies which we have seen, which we would like to implement when we go ahead.
Okay. So also give us a sense of how old are these computers of yours? Can't be too old given that you are yourself into the 50s.
Basically they are about an average age would be about 3, our oldest would be about 4 years old right now.
You'll be surprised to know how the age of a PC can really affect an employee's productivity. Here's an interesting insight. If a computer is about 1 to 2 years old, the productivity loss is only about 4%, and that goes on increasing with time. At 2 to 3 years, you lose 8% productivity. At 3 to 4 years, you are losing about 9% productivity, and if your PCs go over 5 years, then you can lose as much as 38% employee productivity. With that thought, let's move on into our next round that we call Pro or Light. So tell us first how you will use technology to meet your goals, your growth, expansion and revenue goals in the next few years.
The major challenge which we face today is managing of the sales force. Basically when they get out to the sales there, when we do not really know real time where they are, what they are doing, how, if they for example take an order from a distributor, how much time does it takes to reflect in our system so that we can plan our production properly.
Right.
That is one thing which we are very much looking at.
Okay, Raman and Ashish, over to you.
Prabhu, interesting that in this segment you spoke about your sales force. Till now, in the earlier segments, your focus was purely on manufacturing. Do you have tablets that your sales guys use? Are you integrating any software or apps in a mobile phone with the technology? Is that what you're...
That's actually, at this point in time, we don't. We want to implement all that. What we do is we use a small app which we capture the information, but that is not streamlined. What happens is somebody in the office then goes into the app, takes it, puts it into an Excel sheet, and that goes to production planning. So we want that to be seamless.
Ashish, you want to
So
add
in fact, I agree with Raman. One of the most underutilized fields for technology is actually Salesforce automation. If you actually look at when people talk about technology, it is mostly about how you use technology in manufacturing, how you use technology for people who are sitting in office. But at the end of the day, your productivity is coming from the sales guys who is taking the order.
Right.
So that is one piece, and the other would be that how do we integrate your distributor's IT system with your IT system, so that you can see what kind of stock which he is carrying, and if he falls below a certain stock, does it trigger an automatic ordering of that SKU for you?
Okay, great advice there from both of you, and with that we'll continue the advice in our next round that we call hardwired for growth. On the immediate front, what's a low-hanging fruit that he can grab and use and make juice out of immediately?
So the immediate one which I can think about is, as Prabhu spoke about artificial intelligence, that how do we use artificial intelligence on the manufacturing side, and how do we use the technology on the sales front. And as you go for this, my advice would be not to look for suboptimal solutions. Look for solutions which are technologically advanced, which hardwire you for growth for next 3 to 4 years, because it is an investment which you are making in a growing business.
Okay, Raman?
So I would say, Prabhu, when you architect, and I'll take a focus, say your Salesforce guys and what you spoke about. While the aspect of creating, say, a kind of a tablet that they will take, or use a smartphone and some app on the smartphone, but I think what you have to take is your 5-year vision to say what size you will be. I would put my neck out and say it will not be a dedicated sales force at that point of time. You'll probably be using distributors, and therefore your technology must integrate with the technology of the distributors.
Right.
So my advice to you would be that whatever you put in now, you have to take a 5-year viewpoint to say, when I appoint distributors, my technology will integrate with the distributors.
Okay, wonderful. And with that sound advice, let's move on to our last round that we call refresh. So Prabhu, you've heard from both the experts, and in light of this discussion, how would you press the refresh button on technology at Tanvi Foods? Are you rethinking your tech strategy?
So basically the main takeaways I have right now is when we implement technology, it has to be scalable.
Right.
That is one thing which was very important. I do get it. Second thing is, as Mr. Roy pointed out, we need to have tablets or something which can which the sales force can implement the orders right away, and also we need to have some systems which is integrated with the systems of our distributors and our super stockists, so we know the stock levels in the real time, and we can respond faster to any demands even before it is visible to the distributor.
Wonderful. We wish you all the very best for the future. Thank you so much for joining us on Boost Your Business.
Thank you so much. It was great having you. The session was really helpful. It helped me vision out how I should be taking technologies. Basically, the important takeaway is like how to implement technology for the sales force, what we need to do to get the distributors also into our system so that the ordering process, all that stuff is seamless.
So that was Prabhu Gandhi Kumar of Tanvi Foods, who got some great advice for his enterprise and also a Lenovo ThinkPad E-Series laptop that will help him boost his business. If you run a small enterprise and want to scale up the technology ladder, do write to us and stand a chance to win a technology makeover. You can visit the link on your screens right now and participate in the Boost Your Business Season 2 challenge to win a tech refresh for your business. With that, it's a wrap here in the studio. Shireen, back to you.
Well, thanks very much, Midhu. That was some very useful advice for small and medium-scaled enterprises across India. That's it then on this episode of CNBC TV18 and Intel's Boost Your Business. We'll be back next week with 2 more SMEs, 2 more eminent experts who will help them achieve their dream of scaling up. Till then, from all of us here, goodbye and many thanks for watching.